Let's now talk to political science professor Edmund Tayao about this leadership change at the Senate. Professor Edmund, good afternoon, sir. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon, Mimi.
So what do you make of these leadership coup, or so they say, leadership change at the upper chamber? Were you shocked?
No, this is just a matter of time, actually. No, with the revelations a few weeks back, this was already certain to happen. No, and yeah, it's a good thing that as former Senate President, he was allowed to at least say a few words, no, before officially transferring. The leadership to Senator Vicente Soto. No, he's as if suggesting that all that was done before under his leadership were called for, and therefore was the decision of the majority, and that they were showing independence, no, with those decisions. But then again, with this leadership change, and take note that the now Senate President Vicente Soto was once minority floor leader, if I'm not mistaken. So that means there will also be what's this a shakeup as far as the composition of the majority and the minority in the Senate, and including leadership in the various committees. So we'll have to see, no, what's going to happen in the next few days.
Mm-hmm. Professor, we're actually hearing word that Senator Panfilo Lacson is going to be Senate President pro tempore, while Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri will be the new majority leader. There were some reporters who were sharing that Mr. Soto actually referred questions to his colleagues in the opposition bloc who initiated this leadership talk, Senators Lacson, Zubiri, and Risa Ontiveros. What do you think happens now to the dynamics where minority senators before become majority, majority before become minority? What are we expecting here?
As I said, no, that's why I noted at the outset, no, that now Senate President was once a minority floor leader. That means the members of the minority before will now be taking more critical roles, no, in the Senate, no, under its new leadership. So I'm inclined to think, no, that was this the groups, no, will also be changing, and let's see. No, for example, the siblings Villar and
Cayetano.
Was this Cayetano, and those identified with the Duterte, Senator Pato, Senator Bongo, I would suppose, no, would likely have to decide, no, where their membership will be, whether they will be in the minority or they will be in the majority, as they were once very much with the original, with the former majority under Senate President Chis Escudero. I'm also quite interested to find out, though, whether former Senate President Escudero will remain in the majority, considering that he was taken over. No less, no, by the former minority floor leader.
Mm-hmm. Professor, do you believe in the saying that, nothing happens without Malacanang's approval, and that this could be one of it?
Not in the Senate.
Not in the Senate.
Not necessarily in the Senate, Mimi. There are instances, of course, that Malacanang would have influence as far as the Senate is concerned.
But not in this case.
When it comes to the Senate, every member of the Senate is, as many say, is a republic to himself or to herself. Now, in fact, to be fair with the House of Representatives, there are also instances that even the leadership there may not necessarily be the one that's supported, by the incumbent president. Mm-hmm. Remember before when Senator Villar, who was House Speaker then was even the one that impeached sitting president. So in other words, there are instances, of course, that influence by Malacanang matters, no? But there are also instances that it's not always the same equation.
But in this case, Professor, what is your guess?
I don't want to guess. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, when you read, totally understand, sir.
At the end of the at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, again, if I may emphasize, it was just a matter of time that there would be a leadership change. And at the outset, after the midterm election, it was quite expected that the former Senate President and now again back as Senate President Vicente Soto will again vie to be leader of the upper chamber. And given that dynamic, and given the dynamic between the members in the Senate, anything was possible. And kumbaga trigger na lang yung controversy that led to the change in the Senate leadership. No? So sabihin man natin that there was Malacanang influence or not, without the trigger, that would not have been possible.
All right. So Professor, tell me what you think about the statement that what happened, the ouster of Senate President Cheese Escudero, is not an indicator of him falling out of grace with Malacanang over the way he handled many things.
No, alam mo palagi kasing excuse yan eh. No, I mean, if you remember when Senator Subiri was replaced, his speech was also suggesting that it was because of Malacanang's decision to oust him. Again, at the end of the day, it's a question really whether every individual member of the Senate will be following the influence or following the quote-unquote orders of Malacanang. Kumbaga, ang sinasabi ko lang, sabihin na natin na merong influensya ang Malacanang, pero kung wala yung kontrobersiya, wala yung umamin na kontrakto na nagbigay ng 30 milyong piso sa kampanya ng dating Senate President, hindi mangyayari ang leadership change na yan. So madalit sabi, palaging nasa equation yung influence, hindi naman natin maitatanggi yun, pero kung wala yung trigger at walang rason ang mga miyembro ng Senado na palitan ng kanilang leader, hindi mangyayari yun. Alam nyo, if there's anything fundamentally different between the two chambers is that, of course, for obvious reasons, the members of the Senate are elected at large and therefore has a national constituency. And that they have more reason to be sensitive to public sentiments. Now, having said that, if the public sentiment is in favor of a sitting Senate President, regardless of influence by Malacanang, that's not going to happen. But this time around, the public sentiment obviously is not in the side of Senator Cheese Escudero. So for a long time, kung talagang gusto siyang palitan, dito pa lang sa impeachment, matagal na siyang napalitan eh. Pero walang trigger. Ngayon may trigger. So napalitan na. So in other words, yes, there may be influence by Malacanang, but again, it's not a single reason why he had to be replaced, and finally it was successfully replaced.
All right. And other new personalities here, Professor Senator Ping Lacson, who is now dubbed as Mr. Expose, replacing Senator Jingo Estrada as Senate President pro tempore, while Senator Mig Zubiri is now Senate Majority Leader. Quick comments on these two gentlemen.
Well, I'm inclined to really celebrate the ascension of Senator Ping Lacson as in place of Senator Estrada. I mean, wala naman nang kailangan sabihin doon. For obvious reasons, Senator Ping is a lot more qualified, and as you've already mentioned, has shown capacity as a senator. So we're in really for a better Senate leadership.
All right.